What's up, it's Spherical, and welcome back to Dream Daddy. When last we left off, we had just finished Craig's route, and it was lots of fun. And now we're going to start Damien's route to see how they handle, the trans dudes. So let's find a dad book, load.
Welcome. You've got
dads. Okay, Damien Bloodmarch. How do you do? I have finally decided to join this information superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long walks through graveyards and spending time with my son. If you would ever like to chat about the latest in Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. I do have some initial comments. You may be able to see that of the dads, he's not the only one with long hair, because Matt does too, but he is the most femme of the dads, and, of course, I consider myself to be a relatively femme-ish, I don't know, trans dude, but, it's something to consider that the trans guy is the one who is presented as the most femme. But, that could just have been a coincidence. They could have just decided to, make the tropes and then decide to make one of them trans, and it just happened to be Damien. But, I'm excited. I'm interested to see how they do this, so. On a Friday night, you are most likely to listen to true crime podcasts while I taxidermy my newest specimens. Podcasts are fun. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? A coffin. That would provide shelter. What are your turn-ons pronouncing bosom correctly? What do you want to be when you grow up? A bat. What's your favorite movie genre? Foreign art house horror. What's your ideal date? It's night. We are at an industrial dark wave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. What do you never leave home without? An upside down cross. So St. Peter's Cross. I didn't expect you to have been religious. I spend a lot of time thinking about mortality salience. Okay, let's message the dude. A bird in the hand is better than the bird in the eye. Damien seemed really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him to get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dad book page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see that Damien's typing. But then he keeps typing. And typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee and the computer finally dings. Elijah, I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in as gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. Oh, whoa, there's more. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and stroll around my garden, should it please you. Till then, adieu. Yours, humbled, D. Bloodmarch. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Hey, Amanda. Can you help me with something? Ugh. Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. No. Can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Is this how you kids communicate with each other now? No, dude. he's sending you, he's acting like he's sending you a letter, like an old-fashioned letter. Yeah. Oh, totally. This is the hot new thing. See, Dad, kids got over saying lol and lamau or whatever, and decided that what they needed to do was bring back to the 1800s. So what do I do? Where's your pen and quill? What? Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill? Dad, how will you address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debutante ball? Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our land. Or our dowry. Or So you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time, and now you're reciting things you know about it back to me, aren't you? Like the first 5 pages, and then I read a review of the movie. Still gonna be, though. Great, so what do I say to Damien? I got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Sure thing, dude. Regards, Elijah. Amanda hits send and smiles at me. I suppose that's that. Holy shit. I will, level with this. I want to also have a house where it is constantly Halloween. I love Halloween. This is my favorite month, my favorite holiday. I fucking love it. But I make the short walk over to Damien's house. I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more like a manor? Estate? The gothic architecture looms above the other houses in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull the large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes throughout the house as I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. 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 It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. No, that's Damien, Lucien, and the dog. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here? Where's Damien? Elijah, pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. Oh, this is wonderful. What's with the door slamming shut? Oh, sorry, there was a draft. And the door creeping open when I locked. I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings. I like oil paintings. Right. Right. Please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and parlor again for some reason.
Oh!
This is one of the older homes in the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I have been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. We walk past a door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Oh, Lucien. Oh. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenage years are. Onward, onward, there's more to see. We reach a door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. And this is the library. Man, you have a fucking library? God damn. Well, I guess if you have a house this big, if you don't have a library, you're wasting it. Sunlight streams in from floor-to-ceiling arched windows. The walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly very proud of this room. Let's look at the butterflies. He just wants people to enjoy his aesthetic. It's cute. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. The pinner's gambit. Is that a thing? No. Look out the window. I walk to the window and I'm greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughters on his back. Go to it, bro. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn! Did you know that Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out of full-length windows? Wait, really? No. But Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. Let's pick up. You know, Elijah, in the Victorian era, there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novels would encourage youth into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull out a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Naruto struggled against the chains that Sasuke had bound him with. Shirtless and out of breath, he looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja pants. Okay, I think that's enough. Damien snaps the book. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back onto the shelf. That's a rare book from my private collection. Of course you have a Naruto erotica. Please, will you join me for tea? I follow Damien to his sitting room, where finger foods have already been set out upon a beautiful tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-back chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't help but notice the skulls in the background. It's funny because my sister collects like bones and shit. Because there's a tattoo parlor near her house that sells like bones and stuff in addition to doing tattoos. So she just kind of collects them. I can't believe we're having a high tea. Never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What?
How delightful.
It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the later time of day that the working class had to enjoy tea and the height of the tables on which they're served. Oh. My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. That is informative, and I'm glad that you have taken, like, you have, like, read up on the, what is it? The customs of, like, the working class as in addition to the nobility. Like, that's cool. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. Are there a lot of costs in I like your cape. I like your cape. It's a cloak, actually, but thank you. Victorian fashion is very important to me. You pull it off quite well. Oh, thank you. Regardless of my historical leanings, it's very important to me to present myself well. It's taken a long time to come up with a style that's both true to form and representative of myself, but I'm very happy with how I dress. Aww. I'm glad, Damien. I do get some strange looks, yes, but it's something that brings me a great deal of joy, so I don't mind. To be able to wake up in the morning, pick from my closet a variety of cloaks, waistcoats, top hats, and even binders that are period appropriate feels amazing. You wear top hats? You don't? Aww. And he speaks so openly about, like, his binders. Though, I mean, if he wears binders, and he has a huge-ass collection of, like, if he has such an extravagant house, why would he not just get top surgery? I mean, if he wears binders, it's pretty obvious that he is not happy with, well, I don't know. Everybody has their own rate with this stuff. What got you so interested in goth stuff? Well, when I was a young boy, my father... Did he take you into the city? When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. Did you guys see a marching band? I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's, you know, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion, but started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. Hey! Yeah! Tell me, Elijah, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, I do, but I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing, and quite honestly, rather attractive. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sound sophisticated. I like watching soap-making videos on the internet. Love me some word jumbles. I learned how to juggle once. I love me some word jumbles. The, written word fascinates me. We spend so much time using words, you know? And, I think people would appreciate them more if they had to unjumble them. It's poetic, really. Oh, you're a writer. In a sense. We finish our tea and finger sandwiches. Come, I have one more thing to show you. Holy shit, this is gorgeous. Damien takes me around the back of his home, where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it, and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the message. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous bright orange flower off of a vine. Lilium bulbiferum, I guess. Sorry. The orange lily. What do you think this one means? My loins are ablaze. Thou art the tightest. 3 cheers for sweet revenge. Thou art the tightest. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Well, and that's precisely why floral arrangements is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Snapdragons, honeysuckle, sunflowers. I had honeysuckle in my yard when I was a kid. And I mean, it's pretty, but sunflowers are also pretty. But I'm gonna go with snapdragons, because they're cute, and you can do that thing where you squeeze them so it looks like they're talking. What a lovely choice. I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me? Nobody's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings. Oh, Elijah, will you excuse me? I must take this. He has a classical ringtone. He pulls his cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I'd put a little more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle!
Fix that guard.
Oh shit, oh no, that's the head, that's the head. Yeah? I don't know. Oh, okay.
Goal.
Yes! S+ legendary! Oh shit! Okay, I got lucky. That was a close one. Uh-oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset. Elijah, my sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter I must attend to, so I'm afraid I must take my leave. No problem, dude. Everything alright? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucien. What's wrong? He appears to have... Well, his teacher needs me to come to the school, post-haste. Do you need help? Oh no, you don't have to... Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're... right. This is one of Lucien's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go! Hi, Hugo. Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, Damien, you're here in record time. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to my kids are in trouble rodeo. Oh yeah, that makes sense why they're friends, because Lucien probably gets into shit constantly. What is it this time?
Oh.
This, Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement, and they don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of creepy basements. Oh no. Oh yeah, and Ernest is a little shit too. Of course they're friends. We find another teacher in a boiler room tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucien and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucien has a bloody nose. Oh, did they fight? Or are they not friends? Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this. I look around to the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucien tried to kill me.
What?
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was just trying to build a brick wall around you and see what would happen. You promised me there was wine down here. You tricked me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second. Lucien, did you try to cast of Amontillado, Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I turn to Damien and whisper to him. What's Cask of Amontillado? It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him into his cellar with the promise of wine of a fine vintage, then buries him alive behind a brick wall. It's a lovely story. So wait, Lucien, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually going to leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was just going to sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then he realized that I'd lied about the wine. And you were cackling maniacally. That sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes? Dad.
Sweet Manchego.
It took you 20 minutes? Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on the Cask of Amontillado, and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucien was leading you into an elaborate ruse? Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages and then read a review of the movie.
Huh?
It's only 5 pages long and there is no movie. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucien to read it for me. Actually, he didn't even pay me. So when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys were always telling me to engage in literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucien, high five. I knew you guys were friends. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in tense silence. Lucien, Damien, and I all pile into my car and begin the drive home. Lucien immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again. Therapy is important and a good thing. I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you, and I can see that you're struggling. So if you do decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too. Maybe you can spend this next week looking for a summer job, I know how much you want your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucien continues staring out the window. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucien hops out of the car, slams the door, and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's alright. And all things considered, Lucien's bricklaying was pretty good, so there's your silver lining. There is that, yes. He's probably just going through a phase. I really admire how you handled that. You were a lot more diplomatic than him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favors. That's true. It really does. You're a good dad. See you around soon? It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. I come home to find Amanda curled up in the couch with a blanket, watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo. What you watching? Tiny House Hunting Brothers Extreme Edition. Ugh, I hate this show. The couple on screen bickers back and forth while standing on an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a 2-bed, 2-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I am not pooping outside, Greg! Why don't they just get a regular-sized house? I don't know. How'd afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to the school to pick up Lucien since he tried to... He lured Ernest down to the cellar with the promise of a fine vintage and then tried to brick him into a wall, right? How did you know that? Has everyone read this story except for me? Lucien live-streamed the entire thing. Lucien's a dork. This entire day is beyond me. But otherwise, it was a fun day. That Damien guy's a character, but he's really good company, and a surprisingly diplomatic dad. I dig his style. You know what? Me too. Date complete! How'd we do? Ojo-sama.
I'm sensing a romance between us.
Yes!
A chemical romance.
A chemical romance!
That's a band?
Oh, I did hear that they got a trans voice actor to voice Damien too, which is A+. Good job, guys. Oh, you know what I just realized? Maybe he doesn't go for the surgery because he wants to... Well, I don't know. Because he did say that he wants to do the, like, the medical amenities of the modern day. But, I mean, everybody has their own rate at which they, like, look for things like that. And it's not at all my place to dictate where Damien is with that. So I hope you are happy with where you are, man. Good on you. Interview with the vampire.
You've got dads.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. That was fun. That was fun, and I did well on the... I did legendary on the little gargoyle minigame thing. But alright. Thank you guys so much for watching and for checking me out. I'm going to leave the link to this game in the description as well as the developer information. And I hope you have a great week. Later.